Hey guys, Kev here, and the time has come for my full review on the Qvist Bladeworks variant. This is the custom variant. This is number 22. I was lucky enough to get in on the custom builds on an Instagram lotto, and I have pretty much chatted with the maker, Jacob Lundquist, many times. He is an awesome dude. We had him on the edge. I talked to him a lot, actually. He's an absolutely awesome just guy. He's let me test out some stuff for him, like the Lefty clip on the production version of the variant. I was able to get a Lefty clip to check out, which is awesome. So, you know, I'm a little biased here because I absolutely love the guy. He's an unbelievable human being, on top of being an absolutely fantastic knife maker. Yeah, there's some funny, not funny, but there's some good background to Jacob. He actually was a knife reviewer. You can watch his channel. If you find the Qvist Bladeworks channel, you can actually go back and watch the early videos, and it's just him doing knife reviews. And it used to be called, I think, JQL. So, yeah, I just thought that was funny. He's just like us or me or whatever, doing knife reviews, and decided he wanted to do his own knife. And I'm kind of doing the same thing, except he's actually making these in his basement shop, which is freaking awesome. And the quality is insane. If you can't tell already, guys, this is going to be a very positive review. So first off, what are these? Well, these are custom clip slips I had made by Joe from Lancelot Leather. And I wanted them to match the knife, so you can see they're black leather with purple stitching, which matches the Purple Haze Fat Carbon right there. And I thought that was a nice touch. Why are there two? Well, I wanted to try different clips. So we have this one, it's a little bit lighter retention. And then we have this one, which is a pretty strong retention clip. And that's that's really the only reason. So far, I've been carrying this one. And I basically got these today. I did get them today. So, you know, I don't have a ton of feedback on the slips, but they seem to work really well. This one has been great. The reason I have this instead of the slip that came with the knife is because when I was getting out of my truck, I actually caught the clip, which was similar to this one. I caught it on something on my truck and actually like snapped the clip off. It was just freaking weird, right? But I broke it essentially. And the slip that comes with the variant is really nice. I really enjoy it. It's made in Minnesota, where the knife is made. And it's a different design than this slip. And it works well. So do these. But I broke the clip. And then he sent me one with an ulti clip, but they're kind of, the way the slip is made, it's cut right here so that you can just reach and grab the corner of the knife, because it's a sway back. So you see how it kind of hooks this way. So it's set up where you can, this is all cut out and you can just grab it and pull it out, which is really cool. But it's set up for righties. So in my left front pocket, the cutout was on this side and it's in the corner of my jeans. So like trying to get in there was impossible, especially with an ulti clip, because you can't just, with the other clip, I was just pushing it over, leaning it, and then grabbing it. But you can't do that with an ulti clip because it's so strong. But anyway, I got that ulti clip one from Jacob as a replacement. Super, I mean, it was amazing customer service. And I actually just sent that back today. It's in this, well, it's in this package right here. So I should have thought of that before I did the video, but it doesn't matter. It comes with a great slip, okay? And these are awesome slips as well. Shout out to Joe over at Lancelot Leather. I mean, unless you pinch, like squeeze it on the side to let it fall out, it's in there pretty good. You know what I mean? And they fit well in pocket, and I'm getting used to getting it out of the pocket. You have this flap here, and you kind of just reach and pull like this. And so far, it's been fine. I haven't had any issues getting it out of pocket. It's a little tougher sitting down, but I feel like it would be no matter what slip you were using, right? So those are the slips. So let me get those out of the way. And then we can talk about the knife, right? That's why we're here. I've had this knife for, I feel like it's been a couple months at this point. It was definitely before Christmas. I guess it was right around Christmas, so it's been about a month. That's pretty long for me to wait to do a review, guys. I'm normally the guy who can crank a review out in a week, because I get a knife in, I want to carry it, and then I get something else, right? And I have to move on. But this knife, like, I've had requests to loan it out, you know, all that kind of stuff, and I've just not sent it out. Like, I just wanted to carry this knife. I just wanted to have this knife with me. It's just, I don't know what it is. Basically, I really fucking like it. You know what I mean? I love it. And that's why. I also was waiting for the slips to come in, and there was that kind of thing going on. But, yeah. So, anyway, this was $310. It's made in Minnesota by a dude in his basement shop. Now, he doesn't make the blades. They are cut out for him. I believe the ground for him. He puts the edge on it. It's heat treated for him by Peters or somebody. So he gets the blades in, and then he does the finishing work, obviously, on the edge. And I don't know if he does anything on the blade finishing-wise, like polishing or whatever. I'm sure he does something. It's S45 VN steel. It's also got a titanium liner lock. So there's just a liner held in right here, you can see, in titanium. And then it's the 2 fat carbon scales. That is it. You have a stop pin, obviously you have a pivot, and Delrin bearings. They're the 3/16, 1/16 size Delrin bearings in there. Ceramic balls, obviously. And then you have these 2 standoffs. That's literally the entire build. And it makes it so lightweight. I mean, this is like bug out level. I mean, to me anyway, it's got to be like 2.5 ounces, maybe, you know. Really, really lightweight. Now, it's going to depend on your build. This is a custom, so that's the other thing, guys. You can't get one of these unless you're really lucky, right, or whatever, like I was. You can get, again, the production version. I've done a review on this. It's not available right now, but I've seen them on the secondary. He occasionally does do drops, I think. I don't know if any dealers will be getting more, but he put another order in, I believe, so... these will be available again. And if you have this PE version, he's actually making custom like fat carbon scales for them now that should be available probably by the time this video drops. I'm recording this on Monday, January 31st. All right, so that kind of covers the details of the knife. The price, again, $310. That is an unbelievable price, in my opinion, for an American custom knife, essentially, right? It's obviously sort of production because there's a lot of CNC on it and everything. But there's definitely a lot of hand finish work being done here. That price is insane. Now, it is a titanium liner. It's got a carbonized lock face, so there's not a steel insert in there. And then it has a double detent locking system. So, no, it's not a double detent as in it doesn't lock. It's a double detent locking system, like what Oz uses, Oz Machine Company on the Roosevelt. So you can see it's locked up, okay? That's not what I mean by double detent. I just want to make that clear. There's 2 detent balls on the lock bar, and basically when it's closed, those 2 sit in 2 separate holes. And then as it opens, they roll, and then they both, again, pop in to holes to lock the blade open, as well as the lock bar. I don't know how it works. I guess they don't. No, the detent balls are not locked into anything right now. So, okay, so those detent balls are there for the detent, for giving it a crisp deployment, I guess, without having to have the stiffest detent ever, right? I don't know. You'd have to ask Jacob or Daniel from Oz what exactly it does. I just know on the Roosevelt I have, and on this knife, it feels amazing. Like, the deployment is freaking, it's just so good. It's so hard to explain, but we'll get there in action. So I'm going to kind of dial it back here and do my normal review process. Aesthetics, okay? This knife at first did not grab me because it has the sway back thing going on. I have since sort of gotten over that. There's some knives with it that I like. I don't know. But this knife, I love. And it just works on this knife. I like the little cutout right here he has. I love the Wharncliffe blade. You guys know I love sheep's foot warnies because of the type of cutting and EDC I do. I love this slot. It's just like an extended pill shape. Reminds me of, actually, I'm carrying today in my back pocket, the Urban EDC Supply. It's kind of a Voxnez style hole, except it's like elongated, which I like, honestly. It gives you a little more room to grab it. I actually put skiffs in this guy today, and I don't know if it got better, but I love skiffs. So the milling lines in the blade, at first I was not into that. It's not my thing. If you guys have seen my Skaha or Norseman reviews, not a fan of these lines, but it works on this knife. It gives it sort of a contrast with the satin flats. I really like it. And then it has this beautiful mirror edge, came with that. Pivot hardware is from Tie Connector. All hardware is from Tie Connector. And the finish work on the Fat Carbon, the way he finished everything is just, it's really, really well done. Here's the spine. No jimping or anything. Just very simple, honestly, but elegant at the same time, right? I love the aesthetic of this knife. Ergonomics. That's the thing where the sway back design just never did it for me. But then I got in the MBK slayback, which is a very kind of muted sway back. But this kind of showed me that, like, you can have good ergos, comfortable ergos on a sway back design, right? And then when I got this, it's like, oh yeah, it does feel good in hand. And having this right here, it's just the way this knife in particular, the size and everything lands in my palm. It actually kind of like pushes this into my palm when I squeeze, and that kind of pushes the blade forward. It kind of like helps with cutting. It's really nice. I've really much enjoyed that. And of course, I'm mostly going to be in this grip right here. And it works so well for that. I have it again in my palm, and as I push down here, it pushes that handle into my palm more, right? So essentially, it's kind of giving it itself leverage. So I'm pushing it, and that's pushing it down more, and that's putting that tip down, giving it more pressure. It just works really well. In my hand, it fits extremely well like this. Boom, boom. Cutting shipping labels, cutting into bags, whatever it is, right? I do a lot of this type of stuff. EDC type stuff. Opening bags, packages, cutting paper. And if you need to cut cardboard, you can always do that, right? I don't do a lot of that. But when I do, a warning is excellent, of course. So let me put the sleigh back away. But that was kind of the reason I got, like, I accepted sway backs, was the sleigh back there. So ergos for me are fantastic. Obviously, you can do a draw cut, which is more comfortable because it's like actually the way a handle's shaped. Then you got all the reverse bullshit that, you know, I don't ever do anything but this or this, or, you know, just something random. Like I'm making a cut and I just hold it a certain way, right? But I don't do reverse grips or anything like that. What else? Ergos, carry. So the carry, again, I was showing the slips. This is going to be the hit or miss part of these. A lot of people are going to be like, oh, it doesn't have a clip. Pfft, forget it, right? And when I found out it didn't have a clip, I was like, fuck, damn, right? I was really excited to get this custom knife, and it doesn't have a clip. But then I found out it comes with a clip slip. I was like, all right, this will give me a chance to test out a clip slip for once. And if you guys don't know, I recently got the Tactile Bear, which is a slip joint, and I literally carry that every single day now as a pocket dropper. We evolve as people, guys. We evolve in the community. We evolve as knife collectors. Never thought I'd be into a slip joint. Never thought I'd be into a clipless knife. I am. I love them both. Just, you know what I mean? Doesn't mean I love every clipless knife or slip joint, but it can happen. So I started carrying it with the slip provided, and I really liked it. You can check Instagram. There's a couple of videos of me just showing how it works and loving it. I love this clip slip, right? Very easy to use. Would I prefer it to have a clip? Yes. And the reason why is because of how thin it is. It's almost a shame to not have a clip, right? Because it would carry so well being this lightweight and this thin. It would be an excellent carry with a clip. So that's the reason. It really just is a shame that it doesn't have one. Now, how would it feel in hand with a clip? I don't know. You know, maybe we'll find out one day. I don't know. Obviously, I have the production version here. I can tell you that one with the lefty clip. This is like a budget deep carry clip. I don't think that's what would come on a custom, but it's not bad. It doesn't really make it uncomfortable. It's obviously not as comfortable, but the trade-off for having a clip, totally worth it, right? So the carry is sort of a preference thing. It doesn't bother me. And the main reason it doesn't bother me is because I can carry this in my left pocket, right? It makes it a lefty carry, which is awesome because normally these sort of custom-y knives are all right-handed. So it's nice to have a nice fancy kind of knife that I can carry in my front left pocket. So the carry for me is excellent. Cutting, we kind of talked about that already. It's freaking phenomenal. I mean, it's a nice, pretty thin blade. It's not the thinnest ever, but it's pretty thin. Comes down to a very nice grind, or edge, sorry, and he has put an absolute laser beam on here. Now, to be fair, custom knife, I'm not going to cut with it like crazy. If I have something else in the pocket, I'm probably going to use that, right? But I have cut out a good amount of shipping labels. That's what I do, guys. I cut a lot of shipping labels out. And this tip has held up exceptionally well to that. I mean, you can see the absolute just like pinpoint on this thing. It's fantastic. It's been great for that. For the packages I've cut into, again, it's doing all of that excellently. And you guys know this isn't the channel for that type of stuff. Like, I have plenty of knives that are probably thick behind the edge, and I don't really notice all that much because I'm just slicing a bag or cutting a label, right? I'm not cutting thousands of feet of cardboard and noticing a thick edge. When I do notice, that's when you know it's an issue. But this knife has been fantastic for everyday EDC sort of situations, if that makes sense. I'm your guy for that. You know what I mean? Cutting's great. So what else? Sounds. The sounds are excellent, guys. I mean, it has a really good thwack out. It's very satisfying. I very much enjoy it all the way through, like audibly and tactily. It just sounds really good in all those cases. Comes down real nice. It's just it's a good one. Sounds great. Yeah, I really enjoy it. I would put this at sort of an 8 or a 9. If you have some custom-y type knives, you know what I mean when I say custom knives just have a unique sound. And I don't mean like they all sound the same. I mean like they each have their own unique sound that's like really good. It's very rare for me to get a custom style knife that doesn't have good acoustics. It's just always a thing. Again, hard to explain. The double detent thing definitely lends to that being really nice. Like the Oz Roosevelt has great acoustics as well. So it's just a thing with sort of custom knives. I love the sounds. Action. Sheesh, man. The action on this thing is incredible. Real quick, the centering, I believe, is dead nuts. Now, you'll see if you look down the line, it is a little bit, like there's more of a gap on this side than that side. And I think that's just the lock bar pushing it over a little bit. But the tip, to me anyway, is dead nuts centered. I have it. I've taken this apart. I did a video on that. I have it Loctited, and it is an absolute brick right here, which is pretty impressive considering how thin and, you know, you're just talking about fat carbon scales or whatever. But it's literally like, it feels so solid, and yet it drops like that and drops like that. Now, I could loosen that pivot a little bit. I might even be able to do it without play and get it to like really kind of drop shut. But I'm fine with the way this is. I really like it. I'm one of those sticklers about any type of blade play or movement. Like, I know that having a little bit of blade play doesn't really matter for what I do, right? Like, even for most things, but for what I do, cutting a piece of fucking paper, right? You don't need, you know, like, this thing could be so loose it doesn't matter. But it just is one of those things I'm OCD about, right? So I have it as tight as I can get it, basically. And that action is still absolute butter. The pivot is so smooth. Like, it's not like burger effortless, you know, on air, but it's freaking good, man. And the burger is like next level. Nobody's even close, right? The Roosevelt is in the ballpark. And this is kind of a little bit under that. You can feel a little bit of resistance. I think maybe that's still just the detent balls wearing their track. It is still a relatively new knife. So there's obviously that to think about. You have 2 detent balls riding on the blade. But yet, man, it's so good. The detent, oh, dude, the detent on this knife is just perfect. Like, I literally, like, it's better than the Oz Roosevelt. Like, no joke. detent is better. A lot of people rave about the double detent system on that. He's got this freaking dialed, man. It is so snappy, yet it still is essentially like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, he could have dialed it back a little bit on the detent and it would probably like glide shut. And that's the trade-off, guys. If you've seen my Roosevelt videos, you've seen before Roosevelt Oz tuned it for me and after, and there's a whole thing, right? I gotta say, I prefer this. I prefer that crisp, just snap, where I don't have to worry about how much power I put behind the flick. As soon as that detent breaks, it thunders out of there. And the higher you go in the slot, the freaking nastier it kicks. But even at the bottom, it's so, when you feel this in hand and feel that snap and that detent break, it's just an amazing feeling, honestly. Like no other. You know, like some knives that I really love, like the F5, come close. That's one thing I've always loved about the F5 is that break is just so clean and poppy. Anything that Liang Ma does is going to have, you know, a really crisp detent to it. And my Gavco Nurse just has a very soft pop because it has a flattened ceramic detent ball. But this Qvist is just on another planet when it comes to that detent. This, it's hard, you can tell it's hard for me to say this out loud. This is probably on par. It might be better than the Field Duty. And you guys know I've always said the full-size Field Duty has the best detent on the planet, hands down, and everything has to compare to it. This knife is right there. It just is. It's so freaking good. And then again, it drops very smooth down. Absolutely in love with the action on this knife. I'm in love with this knife. Like, it's just so good. And then you put on top of that, it was $310 for this knife. Fat Carbon and S45. I have this knife right here. This is like a $400 Demco 80-20.5. Right? And that's because I put Fat Carbon on it and I had it Cerakoted and I have skiffs in it. But just think about that. This Demco 80-20.5 with fat carbon, just like this, costs more than this. This is a custom knife, handmade in the United States of America. This is made in Taiwan. Now, the scales are made here, but, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not poo-pooing anybody here. This is a Riot-made Aloni Knives Goat version 2. Riot's in China. $280 for that knife. $310. $30 more, and you get it from a guy's basement in Minnesota. I mean, I don't know about you, but I want that basement moonshine. Know what I'm saying? So, anyway, I'm just trying to point out how amazing his price point, his quality. I said this in a video before, that his build quality, his knives are on par with Oz Machine Company. And when you start seeing him bust out titanium, and when he gets the machines where he can put an insert in along with the double detent locking system, man, you better watch out. Jacob Lundquist is just killing it. And he's having fun with it at the same time. And you know what the best part about it is? He's listening to the community. He's already made multiple revisions going in the right direction. Like, he's not just listening and doing dumb shit that people say. Like, he's taking feedback to heart and he's implementing it on the fly. The guy is killing it. He really is. You know, you guys know when I love something, I love something. And I shout it from the rooftops. Qvist is one of those things, guys. Keep an eye out for Qvist Bladeworks in the future. 2022 is going to be very bright for him. Jacob, dude, so happy with what you're doing. I'm so grateful to have gotten to know you through this project. And I'm proud of you, dude. I know that doesn't, really mean anything, but I am proud of you, man. This is amazing work for an amazing price point. You need to raise your goddamn prices, dude. You gotta make some money out of this shit. Yeah, just incredible. Really incredible. And again, like I said before about knife modders, it's just inspiring. What he's doing is inspiring me. And those are the type of people I want to support the most. So this is not going to be the last video you see about a Qvist Bladeworks knife. And I'm very excited for that. So that's it, guys. That's my full ass deep dive review on the Qvist Bladeworks variant. This is custom number 22, which is awesome because my birthday is the 22nd of June. So it's even more special. This knife is not going anywhere. It is a sentimental piece in the collection now. And I really hope to have more of these as time goes on. I hope to be able to pull off another book spot somehow. And get more of these because, I don't know. It just is. He's one of those guys that I want to collect them all type deal. You know how it is? Like Asher. I love Justin over there, so I want to have his knives. Leon Ma, I love having his knives. There's just certain people that I want to have their knives because I support them. You know what I mean? It's not really about the knives all that much, but luckily most of those guys make amazing knives. So I'm going to shut up now. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you like this knife? If you're not a swayback guy, I get it. I was there, but you got to handle this one. I think you'll understand. So absolutely love you all, truly. And I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. Way to go, Jacob. Just keep going, dude. You're killing it. I hope you have an absolutely fantastic day. And I will catch you later.